What's going on, guys? Your boy Eyes and There's Tactical here for basically it's how to break down a GSG. You saw the thing, but I was like, man, I was about to clean my gun because I had shot it the other day and put it ran a couple hundred rounds, but I've never broken it down before since I bought it, and I've had it for about a year or so, or I don't know. I can't remember. I got all this stuff written down, but I can't remember. But yeah, man. So I was just saying, like, I really want to point out some things that's pretty important on this thing. If someone's going to buy this, it ran great. This is an awesome 22 rifle, and that's a false suppressor. Just right here, in case somebody wonder if that's a suppressor. No, it's just a barrel shroud, and it's got the adjustable stock and all that. And it's got good mag capacity. They got the 22 rounds, and then they got the 10 rounds, and they also have a 110 round drum. And I hear they run great. So that's pretty amazing. I saw a guy do a 110 round mag dump on the GSG, and it didn't even fly. Actually, I don't think he only had 100 in there, but it ran great. So I was going to show y'all how to break this thing down. If you buy this gun and you don't know nothing about guns, I wouldn't suggest you really trying to field strip this. Just take it to your gun shop. Um, I haven't cleaned it since I bought it, and this has at least over. I would say this has over 1,000 rounds through it, if not more. Um, I never cleaned it, so I was curious how it looks because I was told that you can run a lot of rounds through this thing and you really can get away with not cleaning it because it has a capture trigger housing. So I'm gonna go and start breaking it down right now. YouTube has said this gun is unloaded. There's no mags in here. It's a safe control environment. There's nothing in here. So let's break it down. It's pretty weird. So one of the things I didn't like about this, and you get this with a lot of firearms that's at this price point, it has screws. See right there, it has screws where you take things apart. That takes the mag out, and like I said, I wouldn't do a deep breakdown cleaning of this thing, taking everything apart because it's pretty, just some little tiny little screws. But you can replace those. I think I am with some regular pins, and get so you can get rid of the screws on that. That's the first thing I don't like. Uh, so let's get into taking this thing down. You need basically a couple screwdrivers because you got to do both sides at the same time. And these things don't tighten all the way down. You kind of just tension tighten them. And anybody know what I'm talking about? What I mean, it's like it's captured on the other side, so you don't have to really over tighten it. Let me see here. Let me get this thing. I'm trying to do this on camera, but you basically have to take these screws out. Let me see here. And the reason why I say I wouldn't do this if I don't know anything about guns because you can strip these screws really easy, and then you would have to Dremel them out and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna replace this with pins because I don't really like this whole screw shit. This is not my cup of tea. There we go. So don't really like the screw thing because I thought these things was loose when I was messing with it. I said, man, I was gonna clean. I said, what's that? Let me just do this on film. But like I said, I've never done this before, so this could be a long video. I don't know. I might pause it if I run into a hiccup. But that's pretty much it. Now, I will say this. I don't have an optic on there. I had one on here, but I took it off. I didn't feel I needed it because it's super accurate. So here, this is what I was saying. So it goes inside of there, and it's got this little bitty ass screw right here. It's not that many threads, so you don't want to ratchet down this too more than you have to. You just go into it stops, and that's pretty much it. And you don't want to Loctite it either because if you ever want to take it apart again, and that's why I would just get some regular AR pins. That's an easy mod right there. Pretty inexpensive too. And then you just take this one out. I'm not going to take the Mad Catch out because I don't really need to do all that. I just want to show y'all a couple of things on here that caught my eye on this thing. But again, man, you want to know how to work on your guns, but when you run into a gun that's a little difficult, a lot of little moving parts and stuff. you may want to just take it to a gunsmith, because what's going to happen is you're probably going to lose something first off, and then you're probably going to over torque something or strip something, and yeah, you don't want to do that. Man, this thing's already giving me a headache. So that's why I wouldn't really do that, so to speak. I think this screwdriver is too big. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I was using the wrong screwdriver. So yeah, I just put that in there. So like you can see already, this is a headache, because if you had regular AR pins, this part would be already done. So definitely want to get rid of these if you buy this rifle. I just thought, like, reliability is pretty good in this thing, man. It's pretty stealthy. So this could be easily be a nice little truck type gun. You see some rabbit, or you're hunting or something like that. So yeah, you got those pins out now. And then what you want to do is you can just pull this off, pull the stock off. It's kind of like a knockoff, like what do you call it? I don't know, that stock. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then you take this part off your. Wait a minute. I think I gotta take that out too, huh? Yeah, I gotta take that out too. So there's another screw where the mag catch goes right there, and you got to take that one out. And so that's what I don't like about this. And see, I did this because I just want somebody to see, when you buy these little rifles and stuff, and you need to know how to work on them. See, that's for the mag catch. And when you discover that it's difficult, to stay in your lane and send it to a gunsmith. That's why those guys are there. But if you want to learn, I guess you can go on YouTube and get some tutorials. Learn how to do it. Stand by 1 second. Okay, guys, I'm back. Yeah, so also I was saying on that mag catch one, look how tiny this little screw is. And this could be easily stripped out. And that goes into the back of this one too. So, man, yeah, this is definitely not for the faint at heart right here. Not hard though, but just crazy though. So then you take this off. Oh, that's one more. So anyway, here's the part that you want to check out too. This is crazy. So there's this little bolt catch thing plate back there. I don't know if you can see that little silver plate. And notice how the screw part is at the bottom, and then that top part feeds. It goes up inside the receiver right here. So that's how you got to put it back in. It's a little black washer around there. Man, it's a lot of little stuff to this, but I just want to show you that. So mine has an Allen. I don't know which GSG yours might have. It might be a screw setting, but this is an Allen. You just take this up in here, and then take that out. And then I'll show you the next part that is concerning and annoying, which somebody, if you didn't notice, you would mess this part up too. So you gotta unscrew that screw, Allen, whatever you want to call it, and get that up out of there. Let me see. So we got a little bit more to go. Okay. So now you got to finagle that plate to get it from off that lip inside of that receiver. Let me see if I can get the screw all the way out. I do got some T Allens, but I don't know why I didn't use it for the job. I didn't know what was going on. All right, so there's a screw. And so here's that screw and that little washer I was telling you. So you don't want to lose that. So many little things you don't want to lose. That's why you notice. Now, to get that out, I just take a screwdriver, I guess, and just pull it down. And you see how this falls down. And here's that little block. And so when you put that back in, this part has to be facing you. This goes, the smooth side goes toward the barrels like that way. And then this goes up in there, not like this. Because if you put it in like this, when you go to rack it, you'll see these two prongs pop out. It won't see those when you go to hit your charging handle. If you have it down like that, it won't, your bolt won't go all the way back. That's why it's got to be up. So that's another thing. Now you just pull this off. Here's your trigger group. And like I said, it's all captured. I think a lot of AKs like that, if I recall. Someone tell me if not. But the good thing about capture trigger groups is that not a lot of stuff gets down in there, so you shouldn't have to really clean that. That's the good part. The bad part, if you tear all this apart, it's super hard to put it all back together again. So good and bad. Drop-in triggers tend to get more dirtier because it's a drop-in trigger, but easier to clean to take it out. But these captured trigger housings are usually pretty solid because not a lot get up in there. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. If you want to tear all that apart, go for it. I wouldn't. This is already difficult enough just doing this. And then you get your bolt right here, and you just pull that out. Now, you saw how I was pulling that bolt out slowly. And I've never cleaned it. So you can see the GSG when you run that CCI and that Winchester, it's not as bad. It's dirty. I will clean it, but not right now. But yeah, that's basically your bolt, and that's what that screw and that plate rides right there. But this part goes up inside of the receiver, so you don't want to put it on like this. And the smooth part goes that way, so it's like that. Okay, so that's pretty much the bolt, and this is the critical part I want to show everybody. A lot of people have messed up their GSG because they didn't know about this. If you look right up in there, you see that little spring right there. I just blew it out with the light. I guess I don't even need the light, but if you look in there and see that little spring, there's a spring right there that sits right there uncaptured, just laying there. It's hella random. So when you pull your bolt out, make sure you kind of lay it like this and then pull your bolt out. Like kind of do it like this, like real slow. And there's stories on GSG where people have lost that spring and their gun wouldn't function, and then they had to contact the supplier, and then they had to describe what they did, and they all came back to that spring right there because it's just sitting there. You can see it. So, and I think that's for your magazine catch, I believe. No, yeah, I think no, it's not for your magazine catch, but that's for your bolt. But yeah, whatever, you don't want to lose that. That's what I'm getting at. That's super important. So, and if you do lose it, you got to contact ATI in Summerville, South Carolina, and maybe they'll ship you one out or something like that. But that's what I noticed about this gun, man. And so that's your parts, man. That's pretty much it. That's a GSG field strip for the most part. You can get more technical than this if you want to, but I don't think it's worth it. And that's what I'm going to do. Just kind of keep it simple. And I hope that this helps someone. So you just slide that back up in there, and we'll just reverse the process. What I'm going to do is pull my bolt back a little bit. So I figured that out, that this is going to probably go because I've got a lot of familiarity with kind of like what's going on. And then there's like these rails that this slides on right there. You see those rails, and you just put that inside of there, inside that bolt, and then just slide it closed like that, and you should be good. And then you just reverse the process with these silly little pins. Stick this one back up in here, and they only go one way, so it's not like you could really screw this up, in my personal opinion. I don't think you can really screw this up. Just hang by 1 second. Okay, guys, we're back. So I put that one in, that pin in the bottom, and then we got this one here. So we'll take that little tiny screw right here and put that in there. And that's pretty much how you do it, man. You just basically put it all back together again, really. And let's see here. Put that bolt block back up in there. Like I said, you got to get that thing up inside of the what you call it, the receiver. So it goes like this. And I'll show you just a second. Okay, there you go. So you see how it's in there like that? And then you'll screw that. And you'll screw that into the bolt. Then you take that screw with the washer. Take that one. Stick that up in there. Get your Allen. And you just basically screw that in there. Let me just see if I can do this off camera so I can get that in there easier. There we go. Yeah, so it's an awkward little process. I mean, tedious, but I think if you get those AR pins, get rid of all these screws and stuff, you'll be just fine. And when I say when you tighten this, you don't want to over tighten anything on this damn gun. And then while we got it like this for a function check, yeah, the bolt locks back. So now that's good. So now we'll just start the reassembly with the stock. And we'll come back through here and put the pins all in, tighten them all down. I don't think it matters which side you put these pins in because they both look like the same. So you don't have to trip off like left, right. They only go in one way, just like the bolt, it only goes in one way. So that part is not hard. I don't think anything's hard. It's just that, man, if you're working with ARs and then you start messing around with this thing, it would be like, what the heck? And that's what makes ARs kind of cool. And that's what makes AR, like Glock and stuff like that, makes them kind of cool firearms because, there's not a lot going on really. And real simple and easy. I got all these damn screwdrivers. Now the real screwdriver I need was my little tiny, because these little grooves in these screws are very, very thin. I don't know what they was thinking about when they designed this thing, but I'll tell you what, the one thing they did right, the thing runs and it's accurate as shit. So they probably just saying like, you can just go buy a few screws, you know what I'm saying, or a few pins. We ain't trying to really overdo it, glam it out. And then you do the same over here on this one. I gotta push this one over here. And that's pretty much it, man. That's a basic GSG field strip. I mean, I'm not going no further than this. This is as far as I would go. And I'm not going to be doing this every 200 rounds. I might clean this thing every 1,000 rounds or something like that, or every 2,000 rounds or something. But I'm not going to be doing this every, what do you call it, 200 rounds or something. Like, hell no, not doing all breaking through all this stuff until I can get those pins. And I may not even do the pins. I just want to know if I could do it or not. So, and this little joker is weird because it feel like it ain't biting, but it is. Yep, that's pretty much it. Yep, that's pretty much it. Let me do a magazine check off camera. Yep, that's pretty much it, guys. So that's the GSG field strip. Everything works. Back in order. Let me know what you guys think. If you think about buying this, I just want maybe that helped you out. It's a little tedious, but it can be done. You can replace those with AR pins. I think it'd be a much more easier pistol rifle to work on. Well, go ahead, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Stay tuned. More stuff coming up on the channel. It's your boy Eisner Tactical. Peace.